Hello, this is Les Brown. I want you to go to lesbrownpowertour.com. On October the 11th, 12th, and 13th, this weekend, we will be at the Airport Marriott, teaching people the techniques and strategies on how you can begin to live your dream right now. Many people have the ability to do more, but unfortunately, they're trying to open new doors with old keys. We're going to teach you how to monetize your brilliance with one of the speakers. We have a lady who was once a gas station cashier, and she's now a billionaire, and she's going to share her knowledge. I'm going to share with you how to tell your story, how to present yourself, and how you can earn millions of dollars with your wisdom and your experiences. October the 11th, 12th, and 13th, this weekend. Go to lesbrownpowertour.com. It's going to change your life. Spread the word. Go to lesbrownpowertour.com this weekend in LA at the Marriott at the airport. This is your moment. You have something special. You have greatness in you. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
I'm Zoe Williams, the voice of reason. If your relationship is in trouble, I'm the dude to call. Has your soulmate become your cellmate? Does black love still exist? What are your bedroom turnoffs? Fantasies and fetishes. Financial infidelity. I'm dating a fat person. Are they worth the wait? Trust me, this gonna be crazy.
How about the heavy stuff?
The child wasn't his, and he still had to pay child support.
It's a very heated topic.
How was that right?
Mama's baby, daddy's maybe.
I just have so many questions I want to ask you.
I just like to kiss you. Is there something wrong with that?
Damn.
He told me he had a vasectomy. I'm pregnant.
Betrayal has been committed.
Hit you with the bad pipes routine.
How does he maintain his humposity?
He likes it when it pinches my neck.
Why can't you open up, brother?
I'm a karate man. Karate man rules on the inside. They don't show their weaknesses.
Yeah.
How do you write women so well?
Zoe Williams,
Reason and accountability.
the voice of reason.
There is a particular kind of person who is always, it seems, unlucky in love. Despite their best intentions and efforts, they seem to move from one unsatisfying candidate to another, without ever being able to settle. One lover turned out to be secretly married to someone else. Another, after an initial period of enthusiasm, never called back. A third turned out to be alcoholic and violent. We can only express sympathy for what seems like so much bad luck. And yet, if one examines the problem at closer range, we're liable to find that bad luck can only explain so much, and that there has, in addition, been a process of careful curation at work. The unfortunate lover has not simply stumbled upon a succession of frustrating or mean-minded partners. They have actively sought these out and invited them in, while simultaneously ensuring that no kinder candidate could ever gain a foothold. They still deserve a lot of sympathy, but not for the problem they have ostensibly complained about. It is logical to imagine that what we naturally want in love is someone who will treat us with respect and tenderness, with loyalty and thoughtfulness. But however much these may sound desirable in theory, in reality...
Man, be quiet. If the human mind, the human being, can tame a wild animal, how come you can't tame your partner? Is it possible to tame a person? Oftentimes we seek to, right? The wounded healer. Let me tame your wounds for you. I cannot. Animals operate off instinct. Many times so does the wounded person. I know my instincts. This is what I've been through. And my instincts tell me this or that, right? Before we came forward, and now that we've come full circle, I was talking about the verse in the Quran, chapter 35, verse 15. Surat Fatir, the originator. Allah is free of need. He's the praiseworthy. Many people understand that love is synonymous with God. To denounce love is to denounce God. Even your theoretical physicists understand that God is the foundation of reality. They just won't call it God. They understand that there is they'll give it this, the immense intelligence that is foundational to the reality of all existence, consciousness. All you got to do is type in physics and consciousness on YouTube, and you'll see thousands of videos. Is it consciousness or is it information? Is information consciousness? Oh, wait a minute. You mean the black hole consumes everything it eats, but only the information still exists? Oh, wow. My goodness. Really? Oh, yeah. Okay. So unconditional love are just words that tries to define the infinites of love. What else in the universe is infinite? Oh, God. Yeah. So God and love are synonymous. But you live in a society that says it isn't enough. That's because you've perverted the true meaning of psychology. Do you understand? Now, the piece that's going to bring this all home is this. When you're unhealed is when you need your needs to be met. Only when you're unhealed is when you need your needs to be met. Self-realized, God-realized people, the rare amount of people that have climbed the Mount Everest of their soul to reach self-realization, understand, oh, at the top, it's all one. Oneness. That's what the Hindu was talking. That's what the Buddhist, nirvana, moksha. That's what they were talking about. Self-realization. Oh my goodness. That's what Dr. David R. Hawkins recontextualized. Do you understand? So God is one with the universe. Love and God are synonymous, but not to the unhealed soul. To the unhealed soul, that's where the needs emanate from. Oh, I need my needs met. Then meet them. Your partner is your companion. That's what happens when you find a good one and you live all those years with them. After the sex is no longer able to happen, it turns into a companionate relationship. I'm supposed to walk beside your path. I'm not here to walk your path for you. Do you understand? I empathize that you got to walk the path you walk. And that's what makes me valuable to you. You know what? At every turn on that path, you were there. Highs and lows. I looked to my right, you were there. Do you understand? Only unhealed wounds have needs. When you heal, and trust me, there is no healed, ED, past tense, I've healed. No, there's only progressive levels of healing. The ing signifies a continuation. I am healing. Let's get these callers in here. Attila from Houston, Texas. You already know what it is. Get in here.
Uncle Zoda.
What are your thoughts on tonight's topic?
Well, first, let me just say thank you. And I think I say this for many of us, but really, I don't think people understand the level of work that you put into not just, the books and the shows and all of that, but yourself, right? Because people aren't seeing the behind the scenes. So first, I just want to acknowledge you and say thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
In that regard. Yes, absolutely. And so about this topic, you know what this makes me think of?
What?
You know how they talk about hatred and how hating someone is similar to if you were to drink poison and think that it would hurt or harm the other person? I feel like this is very similar, but in the opposite. We are taking in medicine thinking that it will heal the other person, and it won't.
Keep going. This is good. Let's go.
Right. So we haven't talked about enmeshment. That's the biggest piece here, because when you can't identify the separateness in terms of being and the work that needs to be done between you and that other person, this is, I think, the dynamic that comes about, right? And so you mentioned taming people, right? I believe that we do that because we haven't tamed our own animalistic nature. And so, instead of relating to them, in a sense, we're consuming them. And I really think that we think that that's love because, again, we're looking at it like there is no end and there is no beginning in terms of you and that other person. You think that you're healing them by healing and it doesn't make any sense. So anyway, I think there are 3 troubles for the wounded healer that came to me when I was thinking about this topic. And those being deaf ears, silent voices, and unwilling hearts. I think that between those 3 things, right, we are setting ourselves up for constant trouble because, again, we're trying to force someone to do something that they don't want to do.
Keep going.
And so
keep going. You
when I
laying it.
think about even like what Reggie was saying, right, about the woman feeling like she wanted to give up, right? I mean, part of that is because her hope has been deferred, right? The poem, hope deferred, whatever, raising the sun, blah, blah, blah. Her hope is deferred because her wound is not satiated. And so, of course, you're going to give up because you can't satiate that wound. You have to actually heal it. And if you're trying to do it through someone else, of course you're going to be tired because, again, you are drinking medicine thinking it's going to heal them.
Wait.
You are separate from that
let me
individual.
be clear. Are you saying if you feed a wound, it only gets hungrier?
Well, yeah. I mean, you know what it kind of makes me think of? What's that other movie? The Gremlins? Throw them in some water and they turn into some little gremlins.
Yes.
I low-key feel like wounds are kind of like that. Like they just get worse and worse as time goes on. And I think for wounded healers, there's a double trouble there because you have the mask of I'm okay, I'm all right, I'm here to help you. And meanwhile, you're like, there's an infestation going on underneath that mask. It's not cute, right? And so no one would know. It's like they say, no one checks on the strong friend. I feel like being a wounded healer works similar in that way. You are the strong friend for everyone around you. And I think if that's your occupation, oh my God, I say this as a teacher. So I know exactly what this is like. I would say the biggest thing here.
Andy says, what grade?
Check in with yourself.
He wants to know.
What grade?
Yeah, what grade do you teach?
I'm not in the classroom anymore. I mostly do private tutoring. So pretty much anyone, adults, kids. I teach a lot of different subjects. So but that's neither here nor there. Andy, work on that knee, Andy.
She
okay?
said, Andy, pay attention. Handle your knee business. Don't. Now you done got Andy started because he finna jump in here.
Nah, but for real though, I mean, again, I think, and I say this as someone who comes from an enmeshed background. It is a really, really hard habit to break, understanding that a person has their own work to do. I don't care how bad you want it for them. And I walked into teaching, and I can only speak for my own self, doing the same thing. When I wanted something more for my student than they wanted for themselves, the result is disastrous, essentially, right? Because you're not allowing that person to really learn their lesson and clear their karma. And so you have to remember that, yes, you are a healer, but you are wounded. Attend to your wounds first.
Come on. Put your mask on first, huh? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. Andy,
I mean, how many times have I been told that?
and Andy has something to say. He's right there. Go ahead, Andy.
Come on, Atala. I didn't deserve that straight. I was just, surprised. You're a teacher. That's pretty cool. I was curious to know, what community you was dealing with.
And she sent shots your way.
To be honest, listen here, Andy. Listen, I'm not gonna lie. I wear a lot of hats, man. I got I don't know how many jobs, but let me just say this first and foremost, though. Y'all are witnessing someone who is truly doing the work. So, when Unc's telling you, hey, man, check out this book, actually check out the book. And I'm not saying that to, be a teacher or anything like that. I'm saying that because it really does help. I mean, I think in regards to doing this work, if I am trying to operate on someone else after I've been shot and I haven't attended to my own wound, I'm going to bleed out. That's just, we're not using this information and taking that to somebody and saying, this is what you need to do.
Right.
We are using this information to say, this is what I need to do. And I think sometimes we just lose sight of that. So that's it.
Atala, guess what you just did.
All right, Houston in the building.
Houston, Texas is in the house. Listen, if you want to bring your city in the building, all you got to do is call your brother. Yo, brother, I'm your brother. 1-800-920-1580. True or false? A wounded healer is merely a mirror of your unhealed wounds, i.e., the sight of the reflection of your unhealed wounds is the start of the work you must do for yourself. Let me say it again. A wounded healer, true or false, a wounded healer is merely a mirror of your unhealed wounds, i.e., the sight, right, of the reflection of your unhealed wounds is the start of the work you must do for yourself. True or false? All human beings are works in progress and thus have the potential for developing into a wounded healer. Maybe we take the word healer off and say a wounded mirror. Because I can't help you heal unless I show you what you need to heal. And I can only show you what you need to heal through the mirror of relationships. I know you don't want to hear it put that way. I know you don't. It's going to run you away from relationships for good because now you understand the real purpose of relationship is to expose you to you. I know you don't like hearing it that way. What are some of the reasons that this paradox presents itself? Is it possible to be mission-oriented in your life purpose while simultaneously nurturing unconditional love and support in relationships? Can seeing others achieve relational satisfaction give the wounded healer the desire for a level of relationship that they are not ready for? How might watching others be blissfully happy present a conflict with delayed gratification in the life and mind of the wounded healer? Can seeing others achieve relational satisfaction give the wounded healer the desire for a level of relationship that they are not ready for? That's just too much. How might mastering certain wounds provide false evidence of our readiness to engage in difficult areas surrounding relationships? Well, I'm over that. I guess I'm ready now. You might be. Maybe healing a wound is the up-leveling for you to say, I'm ready. But healing the wound is, guess what? Just the beginning. One wound leads to another. Don't ever get it twisted. What are some consequences of being too smart for our own good when it comes to shadow work and relating to others? You think your shadows have the same darkness, the same hue as the shadow in another person? Come on, that shadow in another person is, guess what? That shadow is in another universe. The universe of them, not the universe of you. Their shadow, just because it's shadow don't mean it's the same darkness. Ooh, I know y'all not ready for this kind of stuff. But sometimes we think if I did it for me, I can do it to you. No. Just like they'll tell you, even theoretical physicists are telling you right now, hey, our physics works for this universe. We don't know what a parallel universe's physics are like. What? Psychologically speaking, we don't know what another person's soul is made of. When we come forward, the voice of reason going back to the phone lines. Let's get it!
Reasons. The reasons that we're here, the reasons that we fear, our feelings won't disappear. You're listening to the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
Tabitha Smiley's new book, The Covenant with Black America, 20 years later, is now on sale everywhere. This classic text shot to #1 on the New York Times bestsellers list almost 2 decades ago. If you have the original book, you will surely want to get this 20th anniversary edition with powerful new contributions from today's leading voices. This 20th anniversary edition presents a compelling blend of historical insights and contemporary urgency in this critical and unprecedented election year. Get your copy of The Covenant with Black America 20 years later today. If you say you care about the community, you have to also care about the climate. We're KBLA Talk 1580, and we've got your black.
Hey there, Los Angeles. This is James Lucky Jr., publisher and editor of Los Angeles News Observer. Are you hungry for news that matters to you in the African American communities of Los Angeles? Well, buckle up, because we got the scoop you've been craving. Stay in the know and never miss a beat with our free weekly publications conveniently available near you. Or hop on the digital wave and become an exclusive subscriber at OGNSC.com. Don't forget to join the party on Instagram and Twitter at OGNSCINC for behind-the-scenes access and sizzling updates. No more FOMO. Let's stay informed, connected, and empowered together.
Watch out! You got me!
The galaxy is safe once again.
In the pretend universe, kids play with pretend guns. In the real world, it's up to us to make sure they don't get their hands on a real gun. If you have a gun in the house, keep it locked, unloaded, and stored separately from ammunition. Safe gun storage saves lives. Learn how to make your home safer at endfamilyfire.org. That's endfamilyfire.org. Brought to you by End Family Fire, Brady, and the Ad Council.
You've got a Pepto predicament, moviegoer.
Hey, I can hear your stomach grumbling.
Sorry, I ate that entire tub of popcorn with extra butter.
You overdid it, and now your movie has turned into a blockbuster bellyache. Undo it with Pepto.
When you have nausea, heartburn, indigestion, upset stomach, diarrhea.
Pepto chewables provide fast 5-symptom relief, so you can focus on the action on the big screen instead of in your stomach. When you overdo it, undo it with Pepto. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Oh no, stomach issues again?
Stomach issues? Who are you? Your pancreas. I could be the real reason for your diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose oily stools.
I thought it was my stomach.
People often do, but any of these symptoms could mean having a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and speak with your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
You know you want some more. It's the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
Lay your head on my pillow.
How to thrive in gifted relationships. Welcome, friends, to Someone Gets Me. And this week we're talking about relationships as a gifted person and with gifted people, or with two gifted people. We're going to talk about relationships that have to do with intimacy and partnerships, in work situations, in friendships, in all kinds of relationships where a gifted person comes into a relationship. I think sometimes we all believe, or we're taught, especially in this culture, that it's just straightforward, 1, 2, 3, heal your trauma, and then you'll be able to have a good relationship. Or if you haven't healed your trauma, it's going to be tricky. Well, there's more to it than that. In fact, this is so deep and multifaceted that I'm going to cover some of the most frequently asked questions. Now, I work often with one gifted person in the family that calls me, but I end up working with everybody. I have 5 or 6 individuals that I'm working with, and every one of them have brought in or are bringing in their spouse, their work partner, their business partners, or other friends to help understand what it's like being in that kind of relationship with somebody who's gifted and intensely sensitive. So the content of today's episode is going to be an amalgamation, if you will, of the most frequently asked questions, the things that I get those phone calls about, those things that come up in our meetings that really are pretty universal when it comes to gifted people. And I think some of them also translate to neurotypical and others, but I'm really focusing here on the person who needs to be understood, isn't sure how to do it, maybe takes a risk, and then doesn't know what the response is going to be. So we're going to cover big general topics and little stories in the middle to answer.
Listen, we're all gifted to some degree, but just don't let your wounds be more talented than you. What does that mean, Zoe? Sometimes our wounds become the star of the show in our lives. We don't want that. The wound's appetite is insatiable. I don't believe that the wounded healer is the same as the Good Samaritan in the Bible. The Good Samaritan was selfless. I believe most wounded healers, and I'm speaking from a place of experience, I believe that the wounded healers, they have an agenda. They want something too. And you can't heal and want something from the person you're healing. It's not authentic healing. I'm sorry. I'm being a good daddy because I didn't have one. Ooh. You got to heal that so you can be a better daddy. So you can be a more authentic daddy. I'm being a good daddy because my daddy wasn't there, and I'm still harboring that hurt and that wound because he wasn't there. Do you hear me? You're doing it for something. You're looking for an outcome. Only unhealed wounds have expectations. When you start to up-level spiritually, you start to lose expectations of others and anybody. It goes back to Krishnamurti. I love you and I don't want anything from you. You ain't met a person like that. Everybody wants something from somebody. Huh? Have you met somebody like that yet? I love you, but I don't want nothing. Everybody wants something. I just need to be held. Can you just be quiet right now? I don't want to talk. I just need your presence. I need you to be held. You know why? Because they never learned how to hold themselves. And I don't mean from a dismissive, avoidant perspective. I'm talking spiritually. I don't mean from a fearful, avoidant perspective. I don't mean from an anxious, preoccupied perspective. And I don't even mean from a secure attachment perspective, because even secure attachments are flawed too. Oh, here we go. When I come forward, I'm going back to the phone lines. Let's get it!
Tell you how I wanna feel. You're the girl that knows my pleasure. So let me go down and find my treasure. Let me see where my pearl is at. So lay your head on my pillow. Yeah, baby. And just
He's on fire tonight. It's the Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams, exclusively on KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm Amber Payton. Here's the latest on the Black Information Network. The Reverend Jesse Jackson Sr. is endorsing Republican Bob Fioretti in the Cook County, Illinois state's attorney race. Jackson said Fioretti has championed the African-American community for many years as an advocate, a civil rights lawyer, an alderman, and a friend. The former Chicago alderman is set to face Democratic nominee Eileen O'Neill Burke in the November election. Even as New York City Mayor Eric Adams sees his support eroding among everyday New Yorkers, U.S. House Democratic leader Hakeem Jeffries says the mayor should not resign despite his recent indictment on federal corruption charges. He says Adams, who is black, is entitled to the presumption of innocence in a trial by jury. But at the same time, Jeffries, who is also black, says Adams needs to articulate a, quote, path forward to ensure that the city is continuing to function and run in a manner that meets the needs of everyday New Yorkers, end quote. That's the latest. I'm Amber Payton on your home for 24/7 News, the Black Information Network.
Staples prints anything you need for your business, like banners, flyers, and signs. And Staples will beat any price quote. Plus, now print more, save more. Up to $150 off your print purchase. Offer ends 11/2. Exclusions apply. Visit staples.com/print for details or staples.com/price match for price match guarantee.
KBLA Talk 1580 congratulates Tavis Smiley on receiving the Presidential Lifetime Achievement Award from President Joseph R. Biden Jr. for a lifelong commitment to using his media and philanthropic platforms to help build a stronger nation. A host of Tavis's family, friends, colleagues, and luminaries, including LA Mayor Karen Bass, joined in the celebration. KBLA Talk 1580 wishes to thank the following partners for their support: the Weingart Foundation, Eviderus Public Opinion Research, Waters Tax Service, LA Councilmember Heather Hutt, the Empowerment Congress, Wallace and Renee Fortuné, the IQ Air Foundation, Dr. Kenneth Arduna, and Central Neighborhood Christian Health Clinics, LA County Supervisor Holly Mitchell, LA County Supervisor Janice Hahn, Ambassador Michael A. Lawson, Ambassador Charles R. Stiff, and Attorney John E. Sweeney. Congratulations, Tavis, on your Presidential Lifetime Achievement Award. At KBLA Talk 1580, we've got your black.
We asked seniors how to prevent Medicare scams.
My best advice, if you get a phone call, do not talk to the person. These people are well trained. Don't talk to them.
They don't know me. They're just trying to scam me.
Don't be fooled. Hang up. Just hang up.
Never give out your Medicare number.
They're going to get your number to put in a false claim.
If I get a call from someone, I don't pick up the phone. And should I pick up the phone and they ask for information, then I hang up.
How do you detect Medicare fraud?
Just like I check my credit card statements, I check my Medicare statements monthly.
Scammers can get a hold of your number, order medical devices through your account, and you're not even going to know about it if you don't look at your statement.
Check your statement every month.
If you get your statement and you see something that you know you did not have done, you report it.
Call your senior Medicare Patrol.
To report Medicare fraud, call the Senior Medicare Patrol at 855-613-7080.
That morning chill means truck season.
5 more minutes.
No snoozing. Do it all in a Chevy Colorado or Silverado, including the class-leading range of the Silverado EV.
Talking to me?
Work, play, hauling, off-roading, a Chevy truck can take it all.
Okay, I'm up.
Get 1.9% financing on all 2024 Silverado 1500 and Colorado pickups when you finance with GM Financial Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
1.9% APR for 36 months. Monthly payment is $28.60 for every $1,000 you finance. Example down payment 24.5%. Plus finance with GM Financial. Some customers may not qualify. Not available with leasing some other offers. Take new retail delivery by 9/30/24.
Tommy! I can't wait for golf this weekend, huh, buddy? Time flies. Love you, man. Oh, don't forget your knee brace again. We aren't in college anymore.
Moments together matter, so help protect yourself from RSV. If you're 75 or older or 60 plus with a chronic condition like asthma, COPD, heart disease, or severe diabetes, you're at higher risk of landing in the hospital from RSV, and there are no prescription RSV treatments. Check eligibility and schedule your RSV vaccine at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
As a mom, comforting my family is what I do best. Vicks Vapor Stick provides soothing, non-medicated Vicks Vapors in an easy-to-apply stick. And it dries fast, so there's no mess. I use it to comfort myself and my family.
Thanks, Mom.
Vicks Vapo Stick. Soothing comfort for the whole family. And when you need more comfort for yourself, try Vicks Vapo Shower Max for steamy Vicks Vapors. Use as directed. Vapo Stick for use ages 4 and up. Vapo Shower Max used for adults only.
The California Crusader newspaper would like to thank all of our subscribers for their support throughout the years, proudly serving the South Los Angeles and South Bay areas for more than 40 years. The California Crusader is a multicultural, black-owned, adjudicated newspaper that focuses on providing newsworthy information to the people in our community. We're constantly looking for ways to assist businesses in our community to connect with our subscribers. We provide low-cost, effective ways to promote your business with our reasonable and affordable advertising rates. You can participate by suggesting, sharing, and submitting your stories on the California Crusader newspaper Community Share Facebook group page, or visit our website at cal-cruise-news.com. That's calcruisenews.com. Then click on the Submit Now button located on the top right corner of the homepage, or text CCN to 42828. Again, text CCN to 42828. The California Crusader newspaper, working together to build a better community for our future. Subscribe today.
This is KBLA Talk 1580. Talk radio. That's music to your ears. We're unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580. You're listening to the voice of reason with Zoe Williams. Only on KBLA Talk 1580.
You send me swinging. Oh, you send me swinging.
Last time we spoke about home. And we know that once we are home, we no longer feel lonely. We feel at home, warm, comfortable, safe. Fulfilled. So home is a place where loneliness disappears. But where is home? And the Buddha said it very clearly that home is in us, and there is an island that you have to go back to, the island of self. And this is a practice, not a theory. Loneliness is the ill-being of our time. We feel very lonely, even if we are surrounded by many people. We are lonely together. And there is a vacuum inside of us. We don't feel comfortable with that kind of vacuum, so we try to fill it up by connecting with other people. We believe that when we can connect with other people, and then the feeling of loneliness will disappear. And technology supplies us with a lot of devices in order to connect, stay connected. We always stay connected, but we feel lonely, continue to feel lonely.
Legendary spiritual leader, and this is the actual pronunciation of his name, Thich Nhat Hanh. Thich Nhat Hanh, right? And of course, Buddhism, right? And don't be afraid of all the various religions I query, because for me, they all have the same fundamental understanding. And I dare anybody to question me on it. I've studied it for over 25 years. Language. Whatever y'all want to do. You want to get in there and spar a little bit? We could do it. And I'm not trying to be a rightaholic. I'm simply saying the fundamental truth, the seed of it is in every religious belief system. And I don't get caught up in the cultural dogma. I get to the point. So this is why I go all over the place, you know, in terms of examples to give regarding the oneness of source. We got a lot of callers on the line. I want to get them in there. You already know. Leroy from Inglewood, the fire about to get set. My brother Leroy, Inglewood. What are your thoughts on tonight's topic, my brother?
Yes, sir. Can you hear me clearly?
Yes, sir.
I have my rapier out and my small short sword.
Let's go. I have a cutlass as well.
Do you have your buckler?
Yes.
Is your buckler and your glove ready to smack?
Indeed, sir. Indeed.
Yes. Before I begin, I want to say Attila is awesome.
Yes, she is, man. She's beautiful.
Your first caller, I can't remember the name, but he's typically, generally, and Reggie.
Yeah.
Wonderfully contemplative, and that's typical of him, and that's a blessing.
Yes.
And I want to thank both of them.
Yes.
But, you know, I'm coming on after Thich Nhat Hanh. I'm questioning, is today's show a midterm study guide or a finals cheat sheet?
I think it's the cheat sheet. Let's go.
Okay. I'm wondering, did you recently secretly learn that your show is coming to an end?
Why you say
have
that?
You graduated?
You feel like this is it?
Like Jonathan? I'm just wondering, have you graduated like Jonathan Livingston Seagull or Chickpea to become Herbach? Or are you about to matriculate away to fly with the great gulls? Are you going on tour and expecting some sort of leave of absence? You've name dropped tonight Miles Monroe, Les Brown, the Quranic nature and attributes of Allah, the string theory, theoretical and quantum physics, consciousness and the divine, Buddha, Stephen R. Hawkins, Krishnamurti, the mirror, the thirsty, unhealed wounds, the shadow self, relational multiverse, Thich Nhat Hanh, relationship styles, parental pathos, and forgiveness. I mean, come on now, Zoe. Come on now. My question is, today's show a midterm study guide or finals cheat sheet? That is my thrust and repost. Come on, help me now. Help me.
No. Let me just be honest with you, Leroy. It's born out of frustration because people are so intransigent with regards to their previously held beliefs. They want to pick and choose which parts of what is said. See, we're in this social media world where they're looking for quotes to repurpose, but they don't want to leave their belief system. They'll add something I say to their current belief system, but they don't want to dismantle the belief system. And I'm saying you're doing yourself a disservice by shopping for quotes over here, but not actually recontextualizing the belief system. It was Robert Anton Wilson who said, you got to know when your belief system needs to be reduced to 2 letters, BS. And then you need to know when your belief system is BSing you. Do you see? So I hear my stuff all over the place. Oh, you know, you get who you are. But what does that mean? And then when people get a bad person, they go, well, I'm not bad. But are you bad to yourself? Do you see what I'm saying? They don't put 2 and 2 together.
I mean, so you upset. So you're saying that tonight's show is a reflection that you're going through one of your phases again, where you're upset that the shallow-rooted people, the memeologists, are dominating. Yeah, they're dominating, and the deeply rooted are being kind of like denied and selective amnesia to the side. There's not enough Attilas. There's not enough Reggies. There's not even enough Andys who at least sit and listen. Right? Not without being hyper judgmental. He'll sit and listen.
Come on.
Right? Are you saying that you need some more deeply rooted people, or what's wrong? Are you upset with the shallows? You do know that your mission is to teach the shallows how to become more deeply rooted. Are you upset with your mission?
Yes,
Come on now.
I am.
You can't be upset with your mission.
I can have a moment of frustration. Leroy, can I be mad? I said,
on the
Lord.
radio?
Yes.
You gave us a cheat sheet midterm final study guide in one show. So, in one show.
I had to do it.
You had to do it?
I
feel like you got 3 more up in you. I just hope you don't give them all to us this week.
Oh, no. You're going to get all 3 this week. I got to do it.
Oh, see, here you go, man. Here you go.
And I'll say this, because these are great points. I'll say this. I think it's important that I push the envelope, because with the advent of the internet, what was once behind closed doors is now being exposed.
That's right.
And so what's happening is there's this war. Black men against black women. There's no unity in politics. There's no unity in business. There's this competitive spirit in nature. And I'm saying, no. You guys have misunderstood what relationships are about. And then what happens is the real work of what we're doing here on a nightly basis gets turned into some type of social event, where we get to go out and have these conversations, and they be superficial, and nobody really gets healed, or at least starts the healing process. Like, nobody is jump-started deeply. I mean, they're entertained. You know what I'm saying? They might be sparked for a moment. It's like church. You know, you go to church sometimes, and you get the word.
They're non-churching and new zoing.
Ooh, come on. What do you say?
They're
Go deeper.
Non-churching and new zoing.
Come on.
They've traded in the brick and mortar church, and they got the new zone spirituality, full of memes and no deep roots.
Come on.
What's the remember? I don't know if you remember. They used to have the grow labs in the cellar or the basement. And they was like hydroponics.
Yes.
And they could never let the roots get deep enough because they only had shallow equipment.
Yes.
They didn't have the equipment to go past the first stage. And so they could get all the colors and all the stuff, but it wasn't like if you had grown it in the ground and cultivated it.
Right.
You can't get mad at these.
I'm not mad.
Egos, man.
I'm just.
You can't get upset with these. You can get frustrated, but
I'm in,
come on,
I'm
Zoe,
in
you
my.
on the radio,
Wait, let me tell you, man. I'm in my Farrakhan mode. It's chastisement time.
In the 80s, right?
Right now, 80s Farrakhan. It's chastisement.
I'm doing Muhammad Farrakhan. Is that what you telling me?
Let me do it. And what do you got to do with it? That's Farrakhan, right? And what do you got to do with it, huh? How we dealt with our trader, huh? And what business is it of yours? I'm just.
You make him, and then we make him. All right. That's enough.
Hey,
That's enough.
Leroy,
We can't spar in public. Somebody else might get cut. They might think we fight. They don't know we just sparring.
Hey, Leroy.
I love you, man.
Hey, I love you, brother. Thank you for calling in. I love this little moment. This was great, man. We appreciate it. Hey,
Yes,
when
sir.
I come forward, I'm going to Detroit, Michigan. We're going to talk to Brother Richard. Let's get it.
Is it good to you? More Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams when we come forward.
Tips to help improve basic steps for building a budget in 2024. Building a budget can help you achieve and reach your financial goals. With a budget, you can keep track of your spending, avoid and get out of debt, limit overspending, pay bills on time, and build solid savings habits. What's the best way to get started? Figure out how much to set aside for expenses, like rent, mortgage, bills, groceries, and entertainment. Understanding your past financial habits can help you make the proper adjustments for your budget. Adjusting to a budget can take time as you work to find the right balance, but keep working on it. For more financial health tips, visit chase.com or stop by a local branch. This segment is sponsored by J.P. Morgan Chase & Company. Looking for a purposeful and passionate way to make a difference in your community? Volunteer with our Senior Medicare Patrol and help prevent Medicare fraud. SMP volunteers work in their community educating peers about healthcare fraud and how to prevent and detect it. Free training starts soon. Check us out online or at an SMP open house near you. We're on a mission to stop fraud. Join our team. You make a difference. Visit ca-smp-volunteer.org.
To the 100 million people who owe the IRS money, this message is for you. We've helped tens of thousands of people close the door on their tax debt. So if you feel like you're stuck in a hole with IRS tax debt, then this is the easiest way to get a resolution quickly. To qualify for a no-pay or low-pay resolution, just call 687-246-9655 to get free from the IRS once and for all.
To keep your bank accounts, income, and assets secure, tax closure is your same-day cure.
Linking social justice and climate justice all year long.
We're unapologetically progressive.
KBLA Talk 1580. KBLA Talk 1580.
We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580 believes in community empowerment. LA's 99 neighborhood councils form the grassroots level of the Los Angeles city government. The system was created to connect LA's diverse communities to City Hall. While neighborhood council board members are volunteers, they are also public officials elected to office by the members of their community. Neighborhood councils advocate on issues like homelessness, housing, land use, emergency preparedness, public safety, parks, transportation, and sustainability. They also provide local expertise on the delivery of city services to their various communities. Neighborhood councils are open to participation by anyone who is a part of the fabric of daily life in said community. This includes those who live, work, or own property or a business. If you are interested in stepping up to join your local neighborhood council, visit www.empowerla.org. That's empowerla.org. It's time to think globally, but act locally. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
You know you want some more. It's the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
I don't wish you no bad luck, baby. Don't wish you no strain. I only wanted to expose your life.
Ladies and gentlemen, the VOR is in the building, man. We've been playing Tony, and Mint Condition. That's a heavyweight fight right there. And I'm going to say it's a draw. What do you think, Andy? It's a draw? Jeez, that's a draw. I couldn't compare anybody else to Mint Condition but Tony, and vice versa. Let me get my final caller in here. Man, hold on. Come on. Don't do that. So fine. Don't. Jeez. Okay, what's the next one for? Goodness gracious. These two. Yeah. Oh, Lord. Okay, never mind. It don't rain here. Okay, cool. Richard from Detroit, it's your time to shine, brother. What are your thoughts on tonight's topic? Richard? What's up, good brother? I'm good, man. How are you?
Doing pretty well, man. Hey, the know-it-all, the knows nothing. How's everybody doing out there?
Yeah, man. We all right, brother. We all right, man. We all right. So,
a lot going on, brother. So what you want to talk about?
No, it's what you want to talk about. Have you been listening to the show? What are your thoughts on what we've already covered?
Well, the wounded healing?
Yes.
Pretty much, got a lot of wounds. Haven't healed many, but still going through a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Deaths in the family. Mom and dad just passed away within 2 years.
I'm sorry to hear that, brother.
Hey, no problem. They're in a better place.
Mm-hmm.
Nah, I moved away far for college. So, yeah, like you said, wounded healing. Yeah, it's just me here by myself. And as you said, it's funny you say that. I'm also find myself helping my friends out a lot. So that was very ironic that you said that. And I
Brother,
appreciate that
what do you do to heal what you've been through? Have you checked out some therapy? Have you tried some meditation, some mindfulness practices, some letting go practices, reading? Like, what do you do to decompress from all of the things you've been through?
work out, read, coach, try and spend my time elsewhere with family and friends. But I do need to meditate.
Mm-hmm. Who do you coach?
And I coach soccer.
What grades?
No grades, just age groups from 9 to 14.
That's beautiful,
no,
brother.
Excuse me, 6 to 14.
No, that's beautiful. And what you coach is somebody. If you understand the etymology of the word coach, it means to get from one place to another. And you are helping these kids get from one place to another. And you have to remember, over 80% of communication, my friend, is nonverbal. So what is unhealed in you is part of your coaching practice. So if you can start the healing process in front of the young ones, right, that you're coaching, they will see that. They will sense that. They might not recognize it early on, but they will sense an inner resolve in you that will translate to them. If you're using them, right, as an escape from what needs to be healed, that will be transmitted as well.
Wow.
Do you understand?
Championship game that happened to one of the star players, frustrated all over the place. And that could be me on the field. I saw myself right there, I guess, laying everything out.
Do you see?
You doing that on the field brought the whole team down.
Do you see? Do you see?
Yeah, no, thank you.
Relationship is a mirror. This is what I mean by that. So what I'm telling you is you have to understand that what isn't healed in you can be seen as a type of spiritual virus that can be transmitted to the youth. And I want you to walk into those coaching sessions in process, meaning I'm healing, I'm working, I had a conversation with God, God reinforced me. Right? I had a meditation session. I had a therapy session. I had a mindfulness session. I had a Reiki session. You understand what I'm saying? And when I come to these children, I am in process in the right direction. I'm not regressing, because even if I don't articulate what's wrong is still being projected outward in the way that I coach, in the way that I correct, in the way that I instruct. And coach means from getting somebody from one space to another. Let me just say, Richard, I appreciate you for reaching out, brother. Thank you so much for your inspirational words, man. I ain't got nothing but love for you. Anytime you want to call in, you got a seat at the table, okay?
They love back to you and everybody else. I appreciate you, though. I should have called in a long time ago.
No, it's all good. Nothing but love, brother. We appreciate it. Hey, I start the conversations. It's up to you to finish them. It's not, I don't care if you agree or not. I'm not looking for followers. I'm not looking for followers. I just want us to do the work. I appreciate everybody for tapping in. Zoe Williams, the voice of reason. I'm out. I'll see y'all tomorrow with another slapper.
Some 8-ball, but no way. I'd rather have a mimosa with Cristal and OJ. Yeah, just a little something bubbly and tingly to have me walking around naked. But wait a second.
The function zone around midnight. What time is it? Are you inside? Available to come and play? Give me a clue so I don't have to look for you.
KBLA 1580 Santa Monica.
I'm Ree Harris.